rough inning for Ryan Presley, who also pitched on Saturday. Saturday, he threw 25 pitches. He allowed 2 hits. He had a wild pitch. Yesterday, he had a wild pitch. He allowed a couple of hits, and that little sacrifice ground ball that ultimately led to the Astros having a tie game. And then, of course, Josh Hader allows a well-hit ball down the left field line that Trey Cabbage seemed to have in his glove, pops out of his glove. It's a walk-off for the Angels, who, instead of being swept by the Astros, Houston's only able to take 2 of 3. And, yeah, it just completely ruins the weekend for me. I wanted the second sweep of the year. This was an opportunity, and you could have been 4 games under 500 for the first time since April 9th. Instead, here you are asking a lot of questions, and I think specifically, Joe, about what do you do? How do you use your, I guess, setup guy, Ryan Presley, going forward?
Yeah, because it's just, you look, hey, you win yesterday's game. We maybe we give it like a slight criticism to Joe Espada for using Presley in back-to-back days, and well, that's it. Then like everyone moves on, and the world's fine. And here come the Giants, and you see how the Astros can try to do that. It is crazy just to think like you keep saying it, and it just like every time you say it, it blows my mind still that they've only have 1 sweep this year.
Yeah,
like it's just like the Astros just can't sweep a team in 2024. It's just who they are. But yeah, all it does is raise questions about what their plan is, and how aggressive this team should be. Thinking back to the Dana Brown quote to Chandler Rome in The Athletic about being buyers versus sellers. It's like, well, if you're gonna buy, like, go buy a bullpen arm. Go fix your problems. Like go fix your problems right now. Demote Ryan Presley to the 6th inning. Montero goes to mop-up role, and bring in a new bullpen arm that gets you to the 7th. Like, that's what you're looking to acquire. We're not asking the Astros to go get another Josh Hader. I'm not asking the Astros to trade for this Mason Miller kid from the A's to become your new closer and put Josh Hader in the 8th. Like, that's not what we're asking for. We're asking for someone to pitch the 7th inning more consistently and have Abreu pitch in the 8th.
Taylor Scott's had a good year. Seth Martinez has had a good year. I understand that Ryan Presley's done a lot for you, but just because somebody has done a lot for you does not mean that they should continue to play. Mm-hmm. And ironically, the same problem that we had last year with Dusty Baker running the show that everyone complained about. Martin Maldonado is playing too much over Yainer Diaz. Chas McCormick isn't playing enough. This year, the version of that is Ryan Presley still has a setup role despite an ERA of 5.5. And Jose Abreu has been playing a lot as well. And even if he's hitting a little bit better of late, I mean, my God, rock bottom was very, very bottomy.
Maybe does Ryan Presley need to go to Florida?
I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but I think that the real thing that the Astros seem to be doing right now is making sure that his ego is not damaged in any way. And
I mean, at this point, it's damaged, I'd imagine.
It is very damaged, but, after the game, you still got, instead of addressing it from a pragmatic perspective, saying like, yeah, he's just not pitching well right now, and maybe we have to think about different roles for him. Here's Joe Espada, Astros manager, talking about Presley's role.
We're going to continue to rely on him, man. He's one of our guys. He's a big part of our bullpen, and I believe in him. He has gotten big outs for us in the past, and he will.
I understand that you're not going to hear Joe Espada say, he sucked! Ugh! Which we all would like to hear in a way. But
it'd be refreshing.
I just don't understand how you can justify using him going forward. And I don't know if, as Jackie Daytona tweeted at Zach Gallant says, at Joe George Radio, at Shawnee Mapes Behind the Glass, can't bleep on Presley too much if we're trying to trade him. He has to maintain a certain perceived quality or value, or will get scalped on the market. I mean, I don't think you're looking at Ryan Presley right now as somebody that you're trying to trade. I think you're hoping Presley is better by the end of the year, where you're hopefully in contention for the playoffs. Who's trading for a guy that is, mid-30s with a 5.5 ERA? Who's doing that?
A team that's really desperate for a closer?
But who would be so desperate that they're going to trade for a guy that has been a closer before, where he's not handling this role well? And this idea that somebody being used in a role that they're not primarily used for is such a detriment and something that makes them worse on the mound is crazy to me. We can't cater to everybody's obsessive compulsive disorder.
No, you can't. Like, that's not how the world works. Like, you can't just, you cannot do, why would you not have, why would you sign Josh Hader then? Like if you were so worried about his ego and emotions, like then you wouldn't have made the Josh Hader move. You just would have kept Ryan Presley. They brought in Josh Hader for a reason. Josh Hader was brought in after they lost Kendall Graveman. Like it's not like Presley went down and he was the reaction. They brought in Josh Hader to be the new closer of this team, and there's no reason to why Ryan Presley can't be demoted into a different role at this point, just to try something different. Just try it out. See how it goes. You know, I mean, like, you know, he's already been demoted once. What's another demotion? You're still getting paid the same. That's also why it's not really a demotion. Your contract doesn't change because you don't close games.
It's also a situation where if he doesn't like pitching in the 8th inning, why would pitching in the 6th make it any better? You're getting farther away from his comfort zone.
Because you have more innings to potentially recover from
get it over
losing the
with.
lead.
Yeah, just give us the number we have to hit, all right? Give it to us early so we can aim for it.
Exactly. I mean, look, we see so many teams and their record when they're trailing after 7 innings, and the Astros, I think, only have 2 wins when they're trailing after 7 innings all year.
I think they're still at 2, yeah.
So, given that that's the case, like maybe you want to, if you're going to be trailing in the 6th or something like that. On our @ESPN Houston YouTube channel, Keith asks, can we at least give the Crane Gang props for getting Hader? The Bees call them the Crane Gang, right? I like to call them the Skull and Bones Letterman Jacket Society with, little Jim Crane, Jeff Bagwell, Reggie Jackson, potentially Craig Biggio. Okay, I mean, they got Josh Hader. Cool. Hader also shares blame in yesterday's loss. Keith continues saying Presley's trade value is going down after every appearance. And I think anyone who's looking at Presley's trade value, stop. It's not going to get you anything that you need for this season.
What value? What are you trading Ryan Presley for? A player who
cash considerations because you're close to the next luxury tax threshold.
Like if Ryan Presley was on another team and the Astros wanted to acquire him, like that's the guy you trade Jose Abreu for. Bad contract for bad contract, bad player for bad player.
I was thinking like another reliever with like who's good in the past and has like a 5 ERA. You're like, hey, listen, maybe he'll suck less with you.
Yeah.
Like just hey, change of scenery. Like, that's what this guy needs, and you just make a swap of like, okay. And honestly, you could talk yourself into it, kind of working with the Astros because Ryan Presley makes the amount of money he does and has been as good as he has been for the Astros, where it's actually easier to like, hey, new guy, get demoted. Welcome to the 6th inning. Where it's easier to do that than it is to do that to Ryan Presley.
You're probably trading Ryan Presley for someone that if they were to make a trade, someone that is a Phil Maton-esque level relief pitcher and a Forrest Whitley style prospect that's had 3 Tommy Johns.
Yes,
and once was a good prospect.
A 27-year-old prospect who hasn't made the majors yet. Where you're like, all right, I don't know if we can still call him a prospect at this point.
The Twitch chimes in. King of Twitch says, yeah, he needs a fresh start somewhere else. Junior Broncos mentions that Baltimore, I guess, has mentioned Ryan Presley less than a month ago. Tampering, take away a first-round pick. Give it to the Astros. How about that? My Kitchen is Dirty says trade him to the New York Metropolitans. Yeah, the Mets are so out of it. I don't think they're going to be doing any adding.
For Ryan Clifford and Drew Gooden.
To bring him back.
Or just another $100 million closer.
King of Twitch.
He's already been demoted. Their closer there.
That's a worse contract.
Diaz.
It's a worse contract.
I know it is.
Trade Ryan Presley for Kendall Graveman. Oh, wait. It's a little sarcasm here. Look, you're not trading Presley. Presley's not getting you anything that helps you this year. They're going to do what they're doing with Jose Abreu for the rest of this year. They're going to hope it gets better, and they're going to keep on putting the guy out there, and it's probably going to cost the Astros games along the way. They're hoping for this to change. Why is it going to change?
Could you trade Ryan Presley for a guy who just picked up his 9th save of the season and bring back Hector Neris?
I mean, it would be nice, but no.
Presley for Neris.
Send it in.
Why would the Cubs send Neris over here?
Because they don't have a real closer and they don't really like using him.
Ryan Presley, I'm sorry, guys.
I know he's not.
Can we stop?
I don't know.
We need to stop talking about him like he is the guy he used to be. He's just not. This is not meant as a damnation of his entire career. He did some great things for the Astros, but much like Dallas Keuchel, he just doesn't have it anymore.
But what if all he needs to do is be a closer again?
Yeah.
No. I just don't buy into this idea, if he's in a different role, he'll be better. Will he? His stuff is not as good.
Where did James Click get hired? Is he in Toronto?
I don't know.
I think so.
Blue Jays hired former
Subway?
Astros GM James Click. Maybe James Click sees something.
You think
in
James
Ryan
Click's going to
Presley?
want to make a deal with this team? Like,
Did
he would say
James-
F you.
No.